During the United States' first few years, there were quite a few foreign topics that needed to be cleared up. Up next on Welcome to Learning with Sprayberry, where we try to make social studies fun, easy, and educational. Today we're jumping into a topic that deals with George Washington. Despite George Washington's desire to avoid foreign affairs, the United States had to make a few treaties in order to avoid conflict or to ensure that the U.S. had its own interests protected. In the early days of our country, we were a small upstart trying to find our way in the world. Sounds like a song.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces fast, and I'm homebound.
As a country, we needed to trade. We didn't quite have the production abilities of the more established countries, but the thing we did have, raw materials. We had the materials that these established countries need to produce products, and one of the most important shipping lanes for us was the Mississippi River. Unfortunately, the United States didn't actually have access to the river. It was under the control of Spain. In addition to this trade route problem, many of the states in the South were in dispute. For example, both Spain and the United States claimed areas of Alabama and Mississippi. To make matters even worse, Spain had forts in these states that were also supported by local Native Americans. And Spain had been supplying the Native Americans with weapons to help push back American migration into this area. America naturally saw two problems with the setup. One, we need the river to ensure our successful trade, and two, Americans in the disputed territory were not thrilled with the rules laid down by Spain, because, they're Americans. How do we solve these two problems? First, we most definitely do not want to start a war with Spain. As a baby country, we don't have the power to back up any threats that we would make, and Spain knows it, and we know it, everyone knows it. So instead of antagonizing Spain into our favor, we instead decide to try and negotiate a treaty. What would make Spain want to negotiate with us? Well, that's a good question. Prior to this treaty business with Spain, the United States had signed Jay's Treaty with England. This treaty worked in our favor with Spain. It's a weird connection, but look, pay attention. They became a little bit worried that we would team up with England and try to steal their land. English speakers against non-English people. This put them in a position to definitely want to talk to us. Another factor in our favor was that Spain now wants our trade. Prior to 1789, Spain didn't care about trading to us. But Spain gets in a war with France and they've blown through a large amount of cash and needed money. And the war had also eliminated many European trading vessels, and Spain needed some ships to help with trade. Take this and mix it with Americans who were moving into Kentucky and Tennessee, and you've got some Spanish motivation for negotiation. To get this negotiating going, Washington sent Thomas Pickney to Spain in 1795. Once negotiation gets underway, Spain offers to extend the U.S. border to the 31st parallel, giving us those lands we wanted, and allow free navigation of the Mississippi River. This initial offering was exactly what the U.S. was looking for, except the devil's in the details. This offer required the U.S. would commit to an alliance with Spain, which goes directly against Washington's desire to avoid foreign alliances. As a result, Pickney refuses the alliance. Spain counters with the exact same offer, minus the requirement for an alliance. We again reject it, because Spain wanted to charge duties on any U.S. shipment that went through New Orleans. After rejecting that offer, Pickney flat out said, "I'm going to leave without a treaty." Now this was a truly baller move, because the next day, Spain agreed to everything the United States wanted. So what does this treaty do for the United States? Spain and the U.S. agreed that the border for Florida was the 31st parallel. A survey team made from both countries would be tasked with establishing that line. Spain also gave the United States access to the Mississippi River and the Port of New Orleans. The United States land border was recognized at the Mississippi River, meaning that we now have trade access. And in addition to the trade topics, Spain removed its support of Native Americans in the area. Both the US and Spain agreed to ensure that neither side is going to try to entice natives to attack the other. And finally, both countries agreed to defend each other within their areas without detaining each other. Meaning, if you attacked America in Spanish territory, they'd help you out, and vice versa. Well, what happened after the treaty? The new borders and opportunities for trade encouraged Americans to move deeper into Mississippi, Alabama, Kentucky, and Tennessee. As a result, trade increased, making this treaty very popular with Americans. Pickney was a strong member of the Federalist political party, and because this treaty was so popular, many Americans fell in line with the Federalist Party. We're going to see that doesn't last forever. Let's roll on into the question of the day. In what ways does this treaty match up or miss Washington's desire to avoid foreign alliances? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Oh, yeah, this is a YouTube video, so I've got to do the whole thing. If you found this video useful, make sure you like. If you want to see more content, make sure you subscribe. If you want, to get notified if a video pops up, make sure you ring that bell with wherever it is. I don't know, you can't see this stuff when you're filming. Anyway, hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for joining Learning with Sprayberry, where we do our best to make social studies fun, easy, and educational. I'll see you next time. That is hard to say. This initial offer, a strong member of the Federalist Party was